drifter, I'm as free as the breeze, and I ride where I please. I'm the drifter. They call me the drifter, they say I'm no good. I'll never amount to a thing. I'll never be trapped by a young lady's smile. Wedding bells never will ring. I'm the drifter, I'm as free as the breeze, and I ride where I please. I'm the drifter.
Howdy, my friend.
Howdy.
How much for a bag of oats and a stall from a horse for the night?
$1 silver, cowboy, in advance.
Advance, eh? That doesn't sound like a bad deal.
Huh.
Say, how about giving him a good rub down? He's had quite a little ride today.
Sure.
Hold it right there, Sundown, and don't make any sudden moves.
Watch him there, Sheriff. You know what a bad reputation he's got.
Yeah, I know all about his reputation.
Well, now, I don't know what this Sundown business is about, Sheriff. My name's Marty Robbins.
Marty who?
Marty Robbins. People call me the Drifter.
Well, that may be, cowboy. But you're sure a dead ringer for the Sundown Kid. Say, you by any chance play that thing and maybe sing a little bit?
Oh, yeah, I play a few numbers on it.
Well, I happen to know that the kid couldn't carry a tune in a bucket, so if you can play that thing and sing, I guess, well, maybe you ain't him.
Well, if you'll let me put my hands down, Sheriff, I'll see what I can do to change your mind about me.
Well, all right, go ahead, but no tricks.
Any song?
Just sing, cowboy.
Sing me the songs I delighted to hear long, long ago, long, long ago. Tell me the tales that to me were so dear long, long ago, long ago. Now you are come, all my fears are removed. Let me forget for how long you have rode. Let me believe that you love as you loved long, long ago, long ago.
Say, Sheriff, that was real good. You're not gonna let him go without doing another one, are you?
Why, I should say not. He's got to sing one more to get his gun back. Only this time, we're going to help him.
Say, you boys sing a little?
Well, a little bit around the office. It helps pass the nights away, you know.
Say, well, how about giving me a hand on this one? I bet you do know it.
All right.
One morning as I was a-walking for pleasure, met a cow-puncher a-riding along. His hat was throwed back and his spurs were a-jingling, and as he approached he was singing this song. Hoopy-tie-I-O, get along, little doggies, it's your misfortune and none of my own. Hoopy-tie-I-O, get along, little doggies, you know that Wyoming will be your new home. Some boys go up the trail for pleasure, that's where they gets it most awfully wrong. They haven't any idea of the trouble it gives us, keeping those doggies a-rolling along. Hoopy-tie-I-O, get along, little doggies, it's your misfortune and none of my own. Hoopy-tie-I-O, get along, little doggies, you know that Wyoming will be your new home.
right, cowboy, you've convinced me. Davy, to give him his gun back.
Well, much obliged to you, Sheriff. Say,
That's
you're not
well.
going to leave me now, are you?
Well, no.
Well, I tell you, I'd rather sing good harmony than eat chicken on a Sunday afternoon.
So would we.
You got me so fired up here for singing. You're just going to have to kind of hang around here till I cool off a little bit.
All right, that suits us.
Let me take a seat here and kind of
Yeah, go
relax.
ahead.
After that experience I just had, I need to rest a little. I believe you boys probably know this one right here. One called The Wind Goes.
Oh, yeah.
The winds are sad today. Ooh, since you went away, there is no gladness. Since there's no you, the winds go. How very strange that I find comfort when I lie and tell my heart that she belongs to me. But still the winds know, because the winds go.
Hey, that's mighty fine, Drifter. You sure do have a way with a song.
You know, you boys do a mighty good job yourself.
Well, thank you.
Say, I got a favorite of mine, a real favorite. Would you happen to remember Many Tears Ago?
We sure would. That's one of our favorites, too.
Well, how about give me a little hand on it?
Be glad to.
Many tears ago you said you loved me. Oh, how happy was this heart of mine. Then a dark cloud came from out of nowhere, and the sun went down no more to shine. Many tears ago was in the springtime, when you said goodbye and went away. Oh, how well this aching heart remembers many, many tears ago today. Many tears ago I built a castle. I built it very strong and very tall, though I thought it had a firm foundation. Many tears ago I saw it fall. Many tears ago was in the springtime, when you said goodbye and went away. Oh, how well this aching heart remembers many, many tears ago today.
Boys, I tell you, I'd be proud to sing with you two any day.
Well, that goes double for us, Drifter.
Thank you, Drifter.
Say, Sheriff, speaking of that Sundown kid, isn't he that tough varmint from out there in Arizona Territory?
Same one.
He got himself killed about 3-4 months ago.
You're a kid.
No, who did it? An Arizona Ranger by the name of Bill Faxon.
Well, I'll be old Bill.
You know him?
Yeah, Bill and I are real close friends, as a matter of fact. Well, so were he and the kid. But I always figured it'd come to that sooner or later. Kid, he wasn't such a bad sort. He just had a quick temper and a real fast draw.
Yeah.
Always wanting to make a name for himself as a fast gun.
Yeah, well, you know, I know just what you mean. A lot of the young boys growing up today get the feeling they're the fastest gun on the street, you know. But boys, it just don't always work out that way.
Well, I can sure vouch for that. Say, how do you know about all this? Word ain't got up this way yet.
Well, I was camping out on the desert a couple of weeks ago, and this cowboy just happened to ride through, and he was coming in from Arizona Territory, and he stopped there and spent the night, and he told me about it.
Well, I declare. Say, do us another song, Drifter.
All right, let me do one that this cowboy taught me.
All right.
I tell you, if I ever meet up with the dude in this song, Sheriff, I'm gonna call Mr. Shorty.
Mr. Shorty.
Yes, sir. That's the name of the song, Mr. Shorty.
Well, let's hear it.
Nobody knew where he came from. They won't forget he came in. Slowly he walked to the end of the bar and he ordered up one slug of gin. I could see that he wasn't a large man. I could tell that he wasn't too tall. I judged him to be about 5'3", and his voice was as soft Texas drawl. Said he was needing some wages before he could ride further west. Said he could do most all kinds of work. Said he could ride with the best. There in his blue eyes was sadness that comes from the need of a friend. And though he tried, he still couldn't hide the loneliness there deep within. Said he would work through the winter for 30 a month and his board. Started to say where he might land a job when a fellow walked in through the door. I could see he was looking for trouble by the way that he came stomping in. He told me to leave Shorty there by himself, come down and wait on a man. The eyes of the little man narrowed, the smile disappeared from his face. Gone was the friendliness that I had seen, and a wild look of hate took its place. The big one continued to mock him, told me that I'd better go. Find him a couple of glasses of milk, and then maybe Shorty would grow. When the little man spoke, there was stillness. He made sure that everyone heard. Slowly he stepped away from the bar, and I still remember these words. It's plain that you're looking for trouble. Trouble's what I try to shun. If that's what you want, then that's what you get. Cowboy, we're both packing guns. His hand was already positioned, his feet wide apart on the floor. I hadn't noticed, but there on his hip was a short-barreled Bad 44. It was plain he was ready and waiting. He leaned a bit forward and said, when you call me Shorty, say, Mister, my friend, maybe you'd rather be dead. In the room was a terrible silence as the big one stepped out on the floor. All drinking stopped and the tick of the clock said death would wait 10 seconds more. He cursed once or twice in a whisper, said with a snarl on his lips, nobody's mister to me, little man. Then he grabbed for the gun on his hip, but the little man's hand was like lightning. The Bad 44 was the same. The 44 spoke and it sent leaden smoke and 17 inches of flame. The big one had never cleared leather, beaten before he could start. A little round hole had appeared on his shirt. The bullet went clear through his heart. The little man stood there a moment, holstered that Bad 44. It's always this way, so I never stayed. Slowly he walked out the door. Nobody knew where he came from. They won't forget he came by. They won't forget how a bad 44 one night made the difference in size. As for me, I'll remember the sadness that's shown in the eyes of the man. If we meet someday, you can bet that I'll say, it's me, Mr. Shorty, your friend.
Now, when it come to fast guns, that old boy could hold his own with the best of them, couldn't he?
It's faster than a grease pig, Sheriff.
Yes, sir. I'd say so.
Say, Sheriff, you do a mighty good job of singing there.
Thank you.
You know anything about one of these?
Well, a little bit. Matter of fact, we got one over at the office, but dang, now all the strings are broke on it. I ordered some from back east out of one of them mail-order catalogs, but I don't think they're ever going to get here.
You spend most of your time waiting when you order out of one of them.
Sure seems
Say,
like that.
Try it. See what you think of it. At the same time, do a little song.
Well,
Sit down.
all right, you insist, but it ain't going to sound like much after listening to you.
Oh, come on, Sheriff.
Well, let's try this one here.
I rode into Tucson 3 hours ago for supplies and a short friendly game of poker while Smitty puts some new shoes on old Dan before he goes lame. I sat in the game at the Miners Saloon, and soon I had doubled my stake. The cards run like they'd been dealt by Lady Luck, but they were just sealing my fate. A young cowboy lost more than he could afford. He accused me of dealing too smart. His draw was too slow and he fell to the floor with 3 bullets close to the heart. Oh, Cottonwood Tree, are you waiting for me? Waiting to take me away? I've done no wrong, but the town cannot see, so with my life I must pay. A crowd started gathering, the sheriff came in. I handed him over my gun. It was then I found out that the boy I had killed was the town's biggest man's only son. I tried to explain I had shot in defense, that it was the young cowboy or me. But the crowd wouldn't listen, so they drugged me out to the limb of this cottonwood tree. Now old Dan's beneath me with new shoes and all, as they place the noose round my neck. And cowboys I've never laid eyes on before are tying my hands to my back. Oh, Cottonwood Tree, are you waiting for me? Waiting to take me away? I've done no wrong, but the town cannot see, so with my life I must pay. I see hate in the eyes of the town's biggest man as he pulls a branch from the tree to whip the backside of my old pony Dan, so he'll run from out under me. Insane, he won't listen to my last appeal. A wild grin has covered his face as I try to reason just how he would feel if he were up here in my place. My face is turned upward and I cannot breathe. The sky's growing dark overhead. The knot's pulling tight as my body swings free. A few moments more I'll be dead. Oh, Cottonwood Tree, were you put here for me? Put here to take me away? I've done no wrong, but the town cannot see, and so with my life I must pay.
Your boss does a good job, doesn't
It's
he?
a mighty pretty song.
Sure, thank you, mister. That's a mighty fine guitar.
Yeah, strings about going on that one, too.
Say, you know, I don't think we've introduced ourselves to you yet.
Sure haven't.
Well, my name's Sheriff Tate.
Well, I'm mighty glad to know you, Sheriff.
That young man over on the other side's Clyde Dog.
Clyde Dog.
Glad to meet you, Judge.
My God, how you spell that?
That's D-A-W-G.
D-A-W-G. Well, I tell you, old Deputy Dog sings a mighty good song there.
Yeah, but you ain't heard half of it yet. You know, he's one of the finest yodelers in these parts.
Well, I'd sure like. Would you mind doing some yodeling?
I'd love to.
You'd be hurt if you didn't ask him.
Let him have that.
I'll have to stand up to do this, Drifter.
All right.
Some high notes in there. Well, I've been herding cattle for about a month or more, but now I'm riding hard to get back to my baby's door. I'm gonna shave and take a bath and then comb down my hair, and I'll put on sweet smelling stuff that will fill the air. Oh, Annie, Annie Lou, I missed you and I need you so. Oh, Annie, Annie Lou, I love you and I'm riding back to you. Well, herding cows and breathing dust is mighty hard, you see, but I don't care as long as I know Annie waits for me. Well, when I walk her down the street, the boys will say she's cute, and she'll be mighty proud of me in my Sunday suit. Oh, Annie, Annie Lou, I missed you and I need you so. Oh, Annie, Annie Lou, I love you and I'm riding back to you.
What'd I tell you, Drifter? That's all right.
Boy, let me tell you, that's higher than a hawk's nest there,
Sure is.
Deputy. Sure.
Say, by the way, Drifter, I've been thinking. You know, you look like a man that's been a scrape or two and, well, wouldn't be scared of another one. Now, I've been thinking here lately about putting on another deputy. You think you'd be interested in the job?
Oh, well, I'll tell you, Sheriff, I appreciate the offer, but I don't think that's my cup of tea, you know? I'm just a drifter, and there's so much of the country I haven't seen yet. You know, the only reason I stopped here in this little town was because it looked like a peaceable little town, you know, and what I wanted was just a good hot bath and a real bed for a night.
I know what you mean. And I can't say that I blame you too much. Sure wish more fellas like you had your attitude towards life. It'd make our job a lot easier. But say, you know, we're having a big round square dance here tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah, a lot of fun there.
Well, can you stay over for it?
Gee, I wish I could, but like I say, you know, I'm just going to have to keep moving.
Well, doggone. Well, anyway, you know, we have them about every 3 months. So if you can't make tomorrow nights, why don't you try and come back for the next one?
Well, I'll tell you this, Sheriff, if I'm in this territory 3 months from now, you can bet your bottom dollar that I'm going to be here. But I kind of want to get a early start in the morning, so I reckon I better get on to the hotel and get that hot bath and get in that bed.
Well,
But I want to tell you, boys, I've enjoyed talking with you tonight, and, well, I've just enjoyed singing even a whole lot more.
well, it's been our pleasure, Drifter. We're sorry about mistaking you for the kid, but, well, like I said, if you're ever back this way again, stop by. You're always welcome.
Well, I'll tell you, Sheriff, I'm going to take you up on that some of these days.
Well, I sure hope so.
Deputy,
Been a pleasure, Drifter.
take care, boys.
All right, sure will. Hurry back now. You know something? After talking to that old boy for a while, he don't remind me of the kid at all.
None.
I'm the drifter, I'm as free as the breeze, and I ride where I please. I'm the drifter. One night in Frisco I traded my horse and saddle while out on a spree, and I took a trip on a seagoing ship, the islands I wanted to see. I'm the drifter, I'm as free I'm the drifter